Hi, class 7. So now we'll be discussing about cyclones. In the last class, we discussed about earthquakes and how it is related to landslide and how it's related to flood and to tsunamis and the causes, impacts, and the paths of an earthquake where there is focus, epicenter, everything we discussed. What about cyclones? Cyclones are violent storm, usually develop over warm ocean waters. At low pressure, gradually begins to form over the warm water. Cool winds from surrounding high pressure areas rush to the low pressure zones. This causes the winds to blow towards the low pressure center at a very high speed. These winds develop at a high speed, have a circular motion, and are destructive. They are accompanied with torrential rains and storms. So, what are we learning here? We are learning here about cyclones, and cyclones are formed when over the ocean or sea, when there's warm temperature, you have warm water. What happens in warm water? There is evaporation taking place. Evaporation doesn't take place in cold water, only in warm water it takes place. Okay, when evaporation takes place in warm water, it creates what is called low pressure. So this low pressure is very important. When you boil water in a pan, you can see water evaporating. That's also warm water, it evaporates. And when water evaporates, what happens? It starts to pull in the cold air from the nearby areas. So warm water is rising, cold air is coming from all the sides to fill in the gap. So this is warm air or warm water which is rising, and it creates a low pressure, and the low pressure is pulling in all the cold air from all directions. So when the cold air comes from all directions, you understand that cold air is coming from all directions, and there's warm air rising. So slowly warm air starts to rise and cold air starts to come down, and it creates a spiral path. So one direction the warm air is coming in, another direction the cold air is going out. So you get a spiral movement of warm air and cold air together. That's how cyclones are formed. So for cyclones to form, you need warm water, evaporation, warm air, low pressure, pulling in of cold air, cyclic rotationary movement, and finally you get cyclones. So you can see that it's written, these winds develop high speed and have circular motion and are very destructive. They are accompanied, which means always when cyclone happens, this also happens together. So what happens together? It's written, it's accompanied by rains. Torrential means strong rains, and storm surges and storm tides. What are storm surges? Storm surges refers to the pushing of water onto the shore by a storm. So because the cyclone is going to happen, the ocean, this is the land, this is the ocean. After, just before a storm cyclone is going to happen, what happens is that the ocean comes deep into the land, and even here, till here, ocean water will be there. So this much of the land will get covered by ocean water. So this is a good indicator that tells, okay, the water is coming too much into the land, there's gonna be a huge cyclone. So that is storm surge. Okay, even a 1 foot deep storm surge at high tide can cause abnormal rise in water level. Adding to the destructive power of rushing water is a large amount of floating debris that is typically accompanied by surge. So when the water level rises, trees, pieces of buildings, land and other debris float on top. Storm surge can cave in anything that comes by the way. Storm surge can begin to rise day before the storm hits, cutting off the escape routes. So this is what I told. The storm surge can begin to rise a day before the storm hits. So one day before the storm hits, storm surge can happen. These are some examples in USA, Hurricane Katrina in 2005 and all. Okay. In India, what has happened related to cyclones? By far the most devastating disasters in India are due to tropical cyclones. So what they are saying is, more than earthquakes, more than floods, more than landslide, which causes most destruction in our country India is cyclones. So that are tropical cyclones. Tropical cyclones are the cyclones which are formed over the ocean. More tropical cyclones from the Bay of Bengal than the Arabian Sea. So this is the Bay of Bengal, this is the Arabian Sea. There is more tropical cyclones from the Bay of Bengal and less tropical cyclones from the Arabian Sea. That is mainly due to the large water body of Bay of Bengal and maximum sunlight that the Bay of Bengal receives compared to the Arabian Sea. So the highest frequency is May, October and November. These months are the months when the chances of cyclones are very high. On an average, 5 to 6 cyclones form in a year, and nearly half of which develop turn into severe storms. The states which are prone, which are the states which are prone to cyclones? All along the coast. So you have West Bengal, you have Odisha, you have Andhra Pradesh, you have Tamil Nadu, you have Kerala, you have Karnataka, then you have Gujarat, some parts of Maharashtra. All of these states which fall along the coast, especially the coast which is touching the Bay of Bengal, more than the coast touching the Arabian Sea. The coast touching the Bay of Bengal, because it's a large water body and gets more sunlight. These states, you should remember the names. This is an example, cyclone Varda, which hit Tamil Nadu, which is this state. In 2016, the wind speed was 130 km per hour. You know that warm air, cold air, it starts to rotate and form a cyclic pattern. That time it creates wind speeds. High wind speeds of 130 km per hour caused heavy rains and resulted in severe damage to buildings and properties, uprooted trees and electric poles. It also caused power cuts, overturned vehicles, roads are damaged, banana plantations, papaya groves, rice paddies and food crops, everything destroyed. So these are the basic understandings of a cyclone. So if it's asked for you to write about the impacts of a cyclone, what would you write? It's not given in the textbook, but you can easily write about the impacts of a cyclone. Number 1, the impact would be destruction of and loss of life. And when cyclone happens, it accompanies with rain, so it also causes flood. When there's more flood, the good water will mix with the contaminated water, and chances of diseases will be high. There will be people who are living on the top of the mountains who will be separated. They cannot be helped, and they will be isolated and separated, and people can only rescue them from helicopters, which are rare. We don't have much helicopters here, so which are rare, and that is difficult. So that is also a cost. So if you want to think about the impacts, just think about what happens after a cyclone, and you will be able to write about the impacts. So I hope you understood this topic, both cyclones and its impacts and what are related to the cyclones. See you in the next class.